Welcome everybody to Exit Frag, episode number 3. I'm your host, Zeph, joined by my co-host, esports, Andy, the return of Ford TV, and our newest member, that nerd, Kaizen. Kai, let him know.
Hey guys, Kaizen. I cover VCT. I do some lore at the side. If you want unhinged stuff, I got you there too. And thank you again, Zeph, for letting me on this podcast.
Yeah. Well, we have a interesting show for you guys, and we're gonna start with a power rankings, but not any power rankings. It's the blind picks. So it's pretty simple. I'm going to list players blindly, and they have to rank them 1 through 10, but they don't know who's coming up next. So the first one is Asuna.
Oh man, that's a tough one because it has to go towards the. He has to go towards the bottom.
He has to be.
Yeah,
So
but
it
like
can't be
towards
10.
the end though of America's split one, he was lighting it up, coming into form.
But yeah, that's a tough one because usually like I would probably have him as my like top 15 and top 10. Like
yeah, I wouldn't even think about putting him in top 10, but he low-key's getting up there. How we feel at 7?
I think that's high because I don't think he's
7's high.
I don't think he's gonna give us that many like
Moments.
bad players.
Okay.
Well, like bad players
okay,
after this.
okay,
Like I think
gotcha.
we need to put him a little lower, and because what if we get like something aspect like I think maybe
true.
8 or 9 maybe
like 9 to give us space for someone like
9
like Cracks comes in or something like that.
What if it's someone like
Okay, you can go 9.
Don't get me wrong.
9? I
Cracks
think
is a good
9.
player.
You sure you guys don't want to meet in the middle at 8?
8. Okay, 8.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
we could do
8.
We'll do 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I gotta keep it.
Oh yeah, we gotta keep track of this stuff too.
Okay, I'll remind you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Don't worry.
gotcha.
I've got him.
The next one is Jing.
Yeah.
Oh, 2, maybe 1,
3. Nah, it's got to
Nah,
be 3.
not 1.
3,
3, I would say like 5.
5.
Wow.
Okay, that's.
I'm shocked.
I mean, I'm just saying before Jing came on. I mean, then again, it's kind of hard to
They're
compare
right.
Paper X before and after because
They were just
Before-
getting into,
I think it's just vibes based, right? It's a synergy thing. It's a
Yeah.
synergy thing.
but I wouldn't, because I would say he's the second best player on his team.
Yeah.
who's
that's
above him.
something. I think something.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he did go like
Yeah,
6
something
one
is a little bit
loaded
more
on that,
flexible.
so-
Because Jing, of course, like is so important for them, but like if I'm just thinking of player itself, I would probably put him down more at 5 than 3.
Okay, how about this? Remember, what kind of meta are we in for duelists? You know,
Raise
True.
meta.
is the Raze meta,
True.
and he at this event, can we name a player who's better at Raze right now? We don't have Zek in here.
We don't
you
have
know?
Jajamo.
Yeah, Jagamo.
He has the best
he might
movement
be-
in the world on Raze.
Yeah, he might legitly be the best. The only one that I can think of that could challenge him on Raze is maybe Aspas.
Maybe texture as well.
Yeah, textures too, for
But
sure.
in terms of movement, I think Jing has better movement than texture.
Yeah, and Paper X did beat Gen.G in the finals, the recent one. So I'm okay with 3. I was thinking 1 or 2, but we could meet in the middle at 3.
Because 3,
Or
you
4.
could have something. You could have Leo. You could have Aspas.
That's true.
you could
That's
have
true. That's true.
Texture.
I forgot Leo's been cooking.
So 3?
I think
3. Oh,
I think 4. I think 4.
4.
4, 3.
As long as he's in the top 5, I'm okay. I guess.
I'm putting him at 3. No,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
putting him
cool.
at 4.
We got
to get
1,
back.
3,
Oh, it's hard.
1,
It's impossible.
4, and
I like him
one-
at 3.
okay.
I like
3 wins.
Jing
3
at
wins.
3.
3 wins.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, Benji Fishy. Right now, you guys have Jing at 3 and Asuna at 8.
I think that has to be like
7.
7? Yeah, I feel 7's good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's crazy.
Oh, no.
Or 6. Or
Is
6.
it-
6?
Okay.
Yeah, Zef
Even
is
though
scaring me
I'm
now.
not ranking them, I have to put him at like 5 or 6. Benji Fishy has saved Heretics so many times in
That's
EMEA.
facts.
It's
That's facts.
ridiculous. He
I
like
just-
everyone compares him to tens, like he's the EMEA tens.
Mm.
He's so
He's
good.
not tens. His playstyle is definitely not like tens.
He's
Yeah.
not tens in like that sense, like, but the way they're
the
both
save.
so clutch, it's
Oh,
insane.
yeah.
Like he's so good.
I just would have to see
that's
a
my
little
input.
bit more before I could put him like jump him up into like a top 5 player. Like I think 7 is like. I think that's a huge compliment.
I
Yeah.
would have been okay with 7, but Zef's reaction has me thinking that it's a bad omen if we put him at 7.
Yeah, that's like
That's what's scaring me right now.
got a few DRG players in this list or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
thinking. I'm like, oh man, we're gonna have like only 2 players to put under them.
Right.
mean-
We maybe 6. How are we feeling about 6?
I actually say 6 just so we have a little cushion. This is only the 3rd player.
He's been
Right.
basically playing in VCT for like 4 months. He's already got a spot named after him. So
Right.
you know,
He's crazy.
He's very good. I'm also just like super recency bias. Like he's like
That's
one of my
true.
favorite players right now.
like recently, yeah. But over the
He's
whole
really-
year, I think Miniboo still might just take the cake. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a
I mean,
quite
Miniboo's not going to be at this event.
I'll throw you guys a bone. I did
Yeah,
not
it's
add
really
Miniboo in here because he's not going to be there.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay,
Well, then 6.
number 4, Bustio.
Hmm.
I'd honestly that's hard with like leaders of
Yeah.
teams because thinking of him as just like a player, I wouldn't put him in like
He
a
hasn't
top
been-
15 list.
Yeah, he hasn't been as he was last year.
Yeah. And just like for the people watching, these are just random people that Zef compiled, not necessarily his personal like top 10. Nothing
Yeah.
like that.
Because we would put him at number 1.
Yeah.
Got to
I'm
put still
okay
okay
with him at
9.
10.
9, not 10, because he could put
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't know.
Like, who's bad?
He's because we know he's
playing
very
there.
important, right? He turned around 100 Thieves, him and their new
Yeah, it's cooling.
coach.
Yeah,
Sticks.
he's
Yeah.
Top 3 in the world. Cooling top 3 in
Right.
the world.
Yeah, he's so great. I would put him at I would put him at like 9 because
You
like,
have to put him at
I would
9.
put him at 10, but who knows? We might get like Nick from like Dragon Rangers or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's already chalk. Because me personally, I would put him above Asuna, but putting him at 7 is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. So 9 is
Yeah.
that what you guys agreeing to?
Yeah, 9.
Okay. Number 5, Texture.
Oh, so like 1 or 2.
2.
I would put him at comfortably 2,
Okay.
even though he's probably my
2?
top player.
All right. Let's
Love
give
King.
some reasoning here. There's one big one.
Oh, he's got the highest kill record. But that doesn't,
Yeah.
that doesn't-
Yeah.
doesn't
He
necessarily
broke it in the
mean-
grand final.
But you carry the only reason that game was close was because of him.
Yeah, that's
he-
facts.
He's just been so consistent. Like, there's very few players that are doing what like he's doing. Like, he's always been really good, but this season has just kind of blown
Imagine
him up.
putting a player in the correct environment and they become good. It's crazy, right?
Instead of putting him with like a bunch of other duelists, like
Yeah.
a 5 duelist team.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
All
so
right.
crazy. That team.
Texture number 2, right? No disagreements?
Yeah.
Texture.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Okay. Number 6, Valen.
I mean,
We got to
you know,
put him at
kill
10.
record.
We have to put him at 10.
Yeah.
We can't put him
He's actually
above
playing
Bustio.
so well though.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he's
is,
like-
but
Yeah.
Second best player on the team.
He-
He maybe the best player. Right
He
now.
is the best
Yeah,
player on
that's true.
G2. He's
Yeah.
been fragging in every match.
Oh, I thought you said Mr. Fallen.
No.
To be fair, Mr. Fallen does frag as well. So
I was like, don't get that.
No. Valen. G2
Valen.
Valen.
Oh, okay.
Valen. Okay.
Yeah, that's. But he
I
couldn't
mean,
be like
honestly, I'd put him
7.
above Asuna.
Yeah, 7. We could do 7.
In terms of
7?
he's an IGL and the numbers.
Yeah, and
that
then he's
are going up,
fragging too.
like,
Yeah,
you don't get many super high fragging IGLs.
yeah, and
for
he's
the
always
older
kind of been
big
like
regs,
that.
But you know,
Yeah.
they're all IGLs, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so 7.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Pick number 7. Saya player.
This is the curveball.
While you guys think, let me read you guys the rankings that you have right now. Number
Right.
1, empty. Number 2, texture. Number 3, Jing. Number 4, no one. Number 5, no one. Number 6, Benji Fishy. Number 7, Fallon. Excuse me. Number 8, Asuna. And number 9, Bustio. The only ones left are 1, 4, 5, and 10.
Man, this is cooked.
I'm okay with putting Saya at 10.
Yeah, I guess.
There has
Yeah,
been
'cause
a
I couldn't
few
put him
games
at
where he's
5.
popped off, like he's gone insane.
I don't know. I just need more consistency. I've been scarred
Yeah.
with like Saya and T1 for so long since last year. I had faith in them in Tokyo, let me down. Faith in them in champs, they got grouped. I just haven't seen that kind of consistency. I'm okay with them at 10.
Putting like any T1 player over like Benji Fishy would just feel like weird.
Right. Facts.
Okay, so number 10. You guys
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah, it's gonna be someone from flipping DRG in here. I know it. If it's Fukashi, I'm alright.
All right.
And then watch them pull a Billy Billy this event and knock off like a top tier team.
Goodbye, 100 Thieves.
Number 8,
Yeah.
Leo.
Okay.
Number 1.
One. Yeah. That's a safe one.
That's
Wow.
Yeah, he's really
that was
coming into
fast.
form. Yeah, major
Sick
bounce back from kickoffs where he was kind of like a shell of himself, and now like split one. Maybe playoff Leo's a thing. Could we make playoff Leo a thing?
playoff Leo.
Playoffs,
It's too
Leo.
good.
They,
Yeah,
dude, that guy pulled a 97 Jordan. It's crazy.
Yeah,
They just released the comms video for that, and he was just out of it. You could see the reasons why a lot of the tech boards, it looked like he was going away to like be sick or something. But
yeah. They say he couldn't really like sit down
Yeah,
comfortably.
he couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't
Man, that's
speak.
crazy.
Yeah, that was his sick game. Yeah, that was his Jordan game. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, because personally, I'd probably still have Leo like in my personal list at like 3 or something, but it's so easy to be like Leo's number 1. He's so versatile. He can do everything in a consistent level. Like the reason why, like Fnatic has so many great players, but the reason why they won last year was because of Leo.
Yeah, Leo and Alpha. Those-
Yeah.
On roles that are pretty hard to be
Yeah.
consistent on.
Yeah, he always has an impact.
Yep.
All right.
I
Number
can
9,
see him smiling there.
Berlin.
No, I knew it. I knew it.
It's chalked.
I
It's
knew
chalked.
it. Okay, are we putting? He's top 5 now.
I guess he's top 5. Yeah.
Wait, did he
Okay.
have like an insane? I think was it Berlin who had an insane match?
I don't know. All I remember from Berlin was the fact that Shizo hit us with that bar. He said, "Forget about the blue wall. I wanted the Berlin wall."
But
No.
hey,
He's historically been such a troll player, more
Yeah.
than like Angel. And that's like that's a low bar.
I'm just saying, if you look at the comps are absolutely unhinged. But that just might be the like key.
They make them look decent too. I'm not gonna
Like,
lie. They make him look decent.
That and it's the mind of him. So maybe this guy just destroys and like has a. I don't even know. I'm trying to.
His
He's
justification.
trying to cope right now.
Oh, the
It's
cope.
the real
Yeah.
cope. They're all weird
It-
because they'll just play so weird. The NA teams and the EU teams will just have no idea how to play against them.
That's
Well,
true.
They like
It kind
4
of
duelists in Clove or something. They'll just whip out on
Well, yeah, they
breeze.
did run
Full
three controllers on Icebox.
Yeah, and I think they won every game.
Yeah,
they
they
played
did.
on it or something.
hmm
The real
It's a bummer
question
they're playing
is,
foot though.
will Kang play ISO for his country?
That'd be so funny. I hope
Grand
someone
finals,
uses.
all
ISO, yeah, because they've been using him in all their promotions.
Yeah, everywhere.
Riot
If
games.
you're like on split, you see the thing on the
that. Yeah,
defender
I-
side.
The
I
trophy
personally thought
swap.
they were going to use Sage, but they're like, yeah, we're going all in with ISO.
But like,
Yeah.
who cares about ISO? Like, I'm only playing him in team deathmatch.
Yeah, facts.
He's
All right.
terrible.
But
So
I guess 5.
4 and 5. So
Not Berlin terrible. ISO's terrible. Sorry.
Berlin at 5 is what I'm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to. We made our bed and we have to sleep in it now.
Yes. All right. Number 10, Forsaken.
Okay, yeah, 4.
Yeah,
Okay,
4.
we saved. Great, the best flex player in the world right now. 100%.
I didn't want to get too troll with these.
Just a little above
You guys
Berlin.
did good though. You guys did good.
He's
This
only a
is
little
a
bit above Berlin.
this is a respectable list, kind of.
It's
Sort of.
okay.
Yeah, just don't look in the middle. Just don't look at the middle.
Just don't
look
look
at our
at-
top 4.
5, just skip it. You know.
Yeah.
So 1, Leo. 2, Texture. 3, Jing. 4, Forsaken. Oh, that's kind of funny actually. Number 5, Berlin. Number 6, Benji
No,
Fishy.
4 Forsaken.
Number 7, Valen. Number 8, Asuna. Number 9, Boostio. Number 10, Saya Player.
Man, I feel
You guys
bad
did
for
good. You guys
Asuna
did
at
good.
8 now.
Yeah.
Because Asuna does not deserve to be at 8.
I mean, that's just what happens when you have like the best of the best players. It's just going to be like they're so good. Putting them at number 8 seems like
Yeah.
weird. Or, yeah,
There's
but there's just that many good players in the game right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
like really excited about this week because last tournament or last Masters we got a lot of young players. This one we're getting a lot of like the best
Experience.
players.
Yeah,
True.
Because like we didn't even talk about Espes. Like he didn't put him on this list. Like
yeah.
No.
so there's so many.
All right. Our next segment is biggest winners and losers of stage 1. Let's start off with the Americas. Who is our biggest winner and our biggest loser?
I would say our biggest winner is probably G2.
Yeah.
Just because like they're a good team, but they've been they're so solid. They can win games. They're pretty consistent, and this kind of works in Americas right now because there's so many teams that are inconsistent, can't win day in and day out, and that's why they got so far. Like I honestly believe, like I don't think they're the best team. Like they're the most consistent though, with solid players.
That's fair. I kind of want to say maybe Nate Shot because his marriage is saved now. Yeah, he on Twitter he was talking about how like 100 Thieves and whatnot. It was just a bunch of jokes between him and Boostio. But hey, think about it. They got grouped in the group of death, and now number 1 in Americas. That's like one of the biggest like turnarounds. If you think about it,
bombed out of this split too, like that would just be like a long time of 100 Thieves sucking.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it would be like it's just the 100 Thieves way. If they bombed out, you'd be like, it's tradition for 100 Thieves to crash out, basically. But hey, they bounced back, and yeah, I used to be a big 100 Thieves fan when Hiko was part of the team too.
Yeah,
It's nice to see them at the top. But yeah, I could definitely see G2 being the biggest winners for sure, just because like especially since they're an Ascension team. You don't have that much time to make a name for yourself before possibly getting relegated back to the lower divisions.
I don't think that's going to happen.
You know? Okay.
No. And
Fingers
the
crossed.
reason I say that is because Evo Geniuses have been just a general esports brand has been supposedly going to close down next year. Like EG is not even supposed to exist. So what I think will happen is if that is the case, then worst scenario is they close down EG, they kick them out of VCT, and they put in G2 like they were planning on doing like since the beginning. So
okay, I like that.
I doubt they get relegated.
That's the good ending.
Yeah.
The worst ending is both of them get kicked out, but yeah, that won't happen.
And we have to go back to that odd format. No, this has been the worst schedule ever.
Yeah, I hope like in the future, like I think it was supposed to be 2026 where they're going to have 13 teams. I hope they just like, nah, we can't do odd numbers. They're just trying to do a format.
What are they want to eventually get to 16 teams total?
Yeah, and then they like rotate them, I guess.
That would be nice, but yeah, it means every other year until we get there, we're gonna have the odd number. Like,
Yeah.
see, like, oh, this is the odd number year. Like, this is just gonna be a weird season now.
Right.
I hate that.
But yeah, if that's true, G2 is definitely the biggest winner, not just in stage 1, but like those
Yeah.
players, because every other like Ascension team will just go back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
Yeah, it would be nice if they could do something.
Ford.
I think I just have one. G2 is like kind of the players in there is like a feel good thing, right?
Mhm.
Because they were like outrageous that none of them got picked up last year, and they grinded and grinded. And it just sort of proves sort of some of the faults with franchising as a league.
Yeah,
Because
facts.
like Valin, Trent, and the rest of the guard core is like they've been grinding and grinding like forever, and they deserve like this.
Yeah.
Like the beginning looked a little bit shaky. They swapped in Icy, who wasn't at the start super great, and then they worked out struggles, sort of made him more of a felt more comfortable, and then they eventually became way more consistent in playoffs. Again, it's much more of a feel good. You know, it's like what you want in
Yeah.
esports is like, you know, they get vindicated for all the time and the work they put into. I mean, they're still most of them are very young players, like Valen,
Mhm.
22, Trent. He started playing when he was 17. Was he 20 now or something like that? So it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
crazy.
you know, it's just a very feel good team. If you're like, they got screwed over by the guard as well. That's another thing that's happened. They got
Oh
screwed
yeah,
over
that's
by the
so
guard.
true. I forgot about
And
that.
now
Yeah.
they're to an international event, like where
They're back.
yeah, when their lives going into franchising was very unknown at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So
You make a very good point, because I remember they did say like they did have offers, but they just wanted to stick together
yeah,
in franchising, which is something that like Optic couldn't do because they were just like they got split up.
R.I.P. Net.
Partnership.
He's not dead. He,
Yeah.
he's just not part of franchising.
You're right. Yeah, partnerships did that, but
yeah, it's just
they
proves
made
that.
it still. Yeah, it's kind of funny though. Like the guards' original core, they're all in partnerships now, right?
Yeah.
Saya,
Yeah.
Except
Tex.
Not
Yes.
Ness,
Yeah.
but
just Nat, but
Oh,
he should probably be
rip.
back.
he,
Like, I didn't think he was
Maybe.
that bad of a player. Like,
Yeah.
there's definitely there's players in positions he could take.
Mhm.
Like,
he probably should go to EG.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
unless
yeah.
But I kind of like the EG team.
EG's also another bigger winner, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if they had made it,
and
maybe.
NRG, I mean, NRG was a
Yeah, but and I would say they're a big winner because also
Pot is
like,
also one of the biggest winners. Like,
I
Yeah,
think they're
Potter,
gonna do
yeah.
great split 2. I think they're gonna do a really good job, and it's just so hard to get into champions if you haven't.
Yeah.
yeah,
done
I mean, they already
anything
got 2 wins, and rough. I mean, there's loads of other teams that have barely won anything. So there's a possibility they can get champions in
Yeah.
4th place. So
And this team's a prep team, so having this whole time to just kind of prep, get better. Like, I think they're much better with free time than most
but
teams.
they're already cooking up some crazy comps. So you know,
Yeah.
we'll see.
They actually look better with Deadlock on Icebox than without him, which I thought wasn't possible. But what do I know?
So for the curious, the Americas Championship points, Sentinels are at 9, 100 Thieves are at 9, G2 at 6, and Leviatan at 6 as well. But they're also tied with Crew. And Cloud9 is very close with 5, NRG not close at all, and Evil Geniuses with 2.
Gotcha.
Pacific, Paper X 10, Gen.G 9, DRX 6, T1 and Talon tied with 4, RRQ, Team Secret with 3. EMEA, Fnatic 9, KC 7, Team Heretics 6, Foot 6, Navi 4, PBL, Vitality, and Liquid 3. China, EDG 14, FPX 8, DRG 5, Trace 4, All Gamers 3, the Cursed Billy team, Tyloo, and Wolves with 2. That's the current standings right now.
Gotcha.
It's funny. I was like trying to why is like there are not as many Americas teams on the standings, and then I realized that some of them haven't even scored a
Got a
point
point.
yet.
Yeah. We did mention the biggest winners. We didn't mention the biggest losers for Americas. I
Oh
think
yeah,
there's only 2 teams that come to my mind.
yeah. There's one that's clear to me.
There's another team that is the
I
biggest
have mine.
unfortunate loser.
We know yours. I think me personally, it's somewhere. It's between Loud or NRG for me.
Oh, I would say Crew for
Yeah,
me.
Crew.
Really, the biggest
Yeah,
losers?
unfortunate.
Yeah, because
It's unfortunate.
they just had their hopes so high, like they felt
Oh.
like they were destined to like get back to an international tournament after like having this fairy tale run, and then they just like choke. Like they're not a great team, but I felt like they were like they could have been top 3. So for
That's
me, I
true.
was just like so bummed for them. Maybe it's the
I
biggest loss for
still
me.
think they're a very good team. I still
Yeah.
think it's. I don't know what happened. I mean, they were playing very like the old version, like very.
They just
their-
ran into
what they were
G2.
before.
I just was
Yeah,
so
that's
I think I
They
dominated.
just ran into G2.
Right.
And G2 knew
It's the
G2 has
counter.
their numbers. They just can't beat G2. They didn't beat them in Group
Yeah,
Yeah.
C, and they can't beat them
they
here.
just can't run into G2 again.
Yeah.
On a,
I wouldn't
on a
really
fourth
put Crew
match.
there just because before Split 1 started, there wasn't that much expectation.
Yeah, it's
Like
true.
if you were asking people who were going to make it to playoffs, it was NRG and Loud. We're like shoo-ins for sure. Everyone else was like, it was. Oh yeah, we could even mention Sentinels, but they won Masters Madrid.
They're fine.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
after
great.
they've gone to Mexico, they're going to be insane.
Yeah.
The break is going to give them some extra boost. That's all they needed, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, that's
burnout.
true. Because like when you mention like that, it's because like at least Sentinel and Loud, they have an excuse. The format of like the schedule and the season.
Yeah.
Loud, Tui's played. He said he went 2 weeks without holding a mouse in his hands before that NRG game. 2 weeks. That's insane. And then Sentinels, of course, like John QT's visa issues. At least they have an issue as to why they started off the season kind of weak in Split
Yeah.
1. What's NRG's excuse?
Also, just like the fact that everyone had so many VODs of them since Masters.
Yeah, that's
Madrid.
true too. Facts.
like-
Yeah.
How are they supposed to adapt? And the schedule's crazy. How are they supposed to adapt in
Right.
that fast time?
Right.
No one can see my tears behind these glasses. You have to understand. Take me back to 2022, please. And by that I mean my biggest losers, I have 2, are NRG and Loud.
That's fair.
I don't need to go over NRG because I have a 22-minute video detailing everything wrong with NRG. So please go watch that if you want to know my opinions about NRG.
W plug.
Yes. My opinions about Loud, I will summarize because I have something in the works. But Loud, 2 weeks without, practicing. Stuck in Northern Ireland. QCK, Sadak releasing the control of the team from himself to the head coaching staff that has no clue what they're doing. They don't want to play Gecko because Kawanzin isn't comfortable playing Gecko. This team is just as much of a mess as NRG, and I'm going to expose them.
Ooh, okay.
This team is fraudulent. So
I'm looking forward to that video
keep your
now.
eyes open. Look for the white rabbit. All right, moving on. Oh my goodness, so bright now.
You're out of the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but if you guys would have to pick between NRG or Loud, who would you guys say were the biggest losers between those 2 teams?
Energy.
NRG.
Gotcha.
It's just such a big mess. But that's why I'm like, I don't even have them.
That
as my
roster
biggest
is
loser.
super expensive. It's like worth
Yeah.
like
Had to be.
$200,000.
Yeah.
Per player.
Even though they don't give us a contract, but we can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NRG pays their players good.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other losers?
I
Did
mean,
you want to elaborate
Furia,
on
but we
Crew?
had no expert.
Because I kind of agree with what maybe you
Well,
have in
it's
mind.
like Crew in groups was so good. They were just like they were just so confident. They were just winning every duel, and then they just fell flat. I guess G2 is their kryptonite. It's just maybe it's just the play style, the calling Valent. I don't know. It's just Crew just can't get over that last hurdle.
I think T-Dog put a video where he was like reviewing the VODs for them in their playoff games. They were overheating. Anytime they had the lead, they started to overheat and isolate all their fights.
The win rate they went on in groups, and then obviously gave them extreme confidence going to playoffs. So that's
also you have to remember that aside from Leviatan, that Omega group was so weak.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
which makes the 100 Thieves look even better, to be honest.
Yeah.
So just wanted to point that out. I'm sure that's what Andy was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay. Masters Madrid predictions. Let me change the graphic here. What's the first matchup? Hold on.
Wait, should we do winners of losers of other regions or just?
Oh yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, it's not all about Americas. All right. Biggest winners and losers of EMEA. Ford, you're a resident expert. Winners.
Well, the winners would probably be. I mean, Heretics obviously the obvious one.
Yeah.
Big facts. They're much like G2 actually. The same thing where the group stage looked a little bit shaky. They had to rely on other matches to play in their favor to get into playoffs, which is the same thing with G2. And then obviously the playoffs became very easy for them in most games. Apart from it looked strong for them in the grand finals, but obviously Fnatic, which is the goats of comeback, so you're not going to beat them. If they're winning 2-0, they're still going to lose to Fnatic because they're just going to come back. But so yeah, Heretics is definitely the biggest winner, showing that again, like they qualified for Masters Madrid and they made themselves again to another consecutive international, where Carmen Core did not make it. They didn't have the same fate as Common Core, so Heretics for me is probably the biggest winner. And again, their players have been looking insane. They swapped in midway through the season. They swapped in, probably the biggest prospect in EMEA. So things are looking very good, strong for them. Sadly, they don't have Mini Boo, but it's
they got Patty Tech.
Patty Tech, who played with them before, so
they're
still going to be scary, and they have the Chinese teams to face in the first round.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree. Heretics is really good. I mean, obviously, I'm a Gen.G Fishy fan, and you know that he struck an impression on me if I'm a fan of him when I don't like EMEA.
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah,
I mean,
it's also crazy to think about it because like that first week, Mini Boo had to come in, and then it was Gen.G Fishy who stepped up.
It was
and if
his
you look at the
entrance exams.
Yeah, because of his entrance exams and whatnot, and they weren't scrimming at all together. And if you look at Omega bracket, they made it through by one game. It could have been Gentle Mates that made it to the split one of playoffs instead of Heretics. And their first matchup was against Fnatic, who had a month by,
Right.
And they beat them. And it was on the backs of of course, everyone on Team Heretics played well, but it was on the backs of Gen.G Fishy. He led them against Fnatic on their first game in the split one. So
yeah, and I think it's kind of hard to not argue Team Heretics being the biggest winner, not even just like how they played in the split, but also that I don't think they were really realistically going to win this tournament anyways to begin with, like this Masters. So already having Mini Boo to rest, it's clear that they're just working towards champs to make a deep run in champs and maybe win it. I think having them rest, having Patty Tech come in and play again, just in case, what if something happens again? This is pretty much the true first 6-man team because Patty Tech has been
that's true
playing with them, being able it doesn't seem crazy for him to come in and play with them. Like they're still going to be a pretty solid team. Woot's going to get some experience before he goes and plays in champs. Like this is just like great for them. Like even if they make a huge run, then they make a huge run, and that's like that'd be a great boost for them. But they're so focused on Split 2 and champs that they're just winning.
Yeah. Don't let Termy. We can't let Termy see this podcast. He's going to be like 6-man rosters work now. I've been doing this with DRX from the very beginning.
Chet is just American Termy.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
That's a hot take. Oh, how the mighty have fallen with Chet.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I want to say
We could also maybe say Fnatic was a big winner because
biggest
they had a
winner.
major bounce back.
Mhm.
Out of it.
Yeah.
They kind of saved their reputation.
Yeah,
That
I
comeback
clowned on
sequel
them at the
was
beginning of the split. If you guys saw my low count of
Yeah.
the week poster
Yeah.
on like week 1 of stage 1. Dude went on his on Yinsu's podcast and he was saying he was better than every team that was at Masters Madrid. And and then he got smacked by Team Heretics, which was hilarious.
Is that why you like Heretics? Because they humbled Booster?
That might have been like the start of it. Where I was like, oh, this team I really like. But no, Heretics, it's simply because of how disciplined they are. But going back to Fnatic, bad start, and then kind of win-lose situation, and then they make playoffs, and then everybody stepped up to the plate. And I hate saying that because I don't like this team. But I do have to respect Leo for playing a game sick. And I mean, that's like Jordan status right there. Like, I can't hate on him because of that.
I have one more player. It's got to be CNED. He's the biggest winner.
Yeah,
he's one of the biggest winners. Like this guy is, he's back to his like ascend form.
I've been like at the beginning of this year, I was like, I think Foot should be like the best team in EMEA. Like they were already a really good team, and then now they have like CNED. I knew CNED was going to be back. He just is so insanely talented. He just needed that like team around him, and Na'Vi was not that team.
Yeah,
like, he does not fit that roster. He's not that personality. Yeah, I'm just so happy.
He's having fun. He's having fun. I mean, the team's having fun. They could got the most ridiculous comps, but you know, they still win every game on the most crazy comps. So
if they just had normal comps, they would be Kingslayers. Like they would be so good. Like they have the.
I think they're gonna run that no initiator Lotus comp
that's
in Shanghai.
They haven't lost in it yet.
Yeah, they need to lose. I was so bummed that they were winning those because I wanted them to get like humbled a bit and be like, okay, wait, we can't do that anymore. Like for Masters, we got to really try.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like they're just taking off the training weights. You know, they're practicing on these weird, wacky comps, and then they're going to be insane on normal comps.
The Rock Lee strategy,
the copium.
And they get bounced. That'd be so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, they're first.
Like,
are we gonna? Yeah, sorry.
I would like to remind you that I said that last year about Na'Vi, that they were playing troll comps and they were just like saving all their strats for Masters and Champions, and then nope.
Well, what's the deal with all these like Sodak doing weird comps and like these good teams just could play normal comps and they would just at least like almost win. Instead, they just get blown out. It makes me so mad.
The thing about Loud that I'll tell you is that they're always trying to stay ahead of the meta, and in this case, it's been very detrimental.
I don't think this year's the year for trying to get ahead of the meta necessarily because of how. Like, I think more teams just need to be consistent. Yeah, like this is a consistency year, I think.
Yeah, especially with like all the meta changes that are going to happen. Like Viper's set to get another nerf after Champions. That might be a good time to start changing stuff. And duelists are going to change too.
So you said after Champions?
Yeah, after Champions, Viper is set to get a nerf, and duelists are going to change somehow.
Gotcha.
So going into the next season?
Yeah.
ISO gets 2 shields
Right.
and can
no longer-
teleport across the map.
And his weakness also does damage.
Yeah, imagine that.
It makes someone blind.
That would be ridiculous.
If next year ISO Deadlock are more meta than like Jet and Raze,
Oh, I
this
would.
game's chalked.
I would adore just like a huge agent like like shake up. That'd be so
Shake-up.
interesting.
Do you guys think Viper really needs to be nerfed to the ground though?
No.
Like Chamber was.
No,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
it's a controller. It doesn't.
Okay, so my opinion, yes and no. Yes, because Viper has a higher pick rate than Chamber at its peak. No, because it's not hurting the meta that much. The only agent it's actually hurting is Harbor. And you can't buff Harbor because then teams are going to run both Harbor and Viper.
Mhm.
So in my opinion, if you're going to nerf Viper again, I'm expecting a Harbor buff.
Well, and also I would say it's more of a map pull issue. Like,
That's
yeah,
true.
we needed to nerf Viper. Viper needed to get nerfed, but if we had like just not this like map pool where pretty much everything you plant, you pull back to one location, you spray through your smokes, and having that decay is so powerful on like on post plants. But if it wasn't like that, if Sunset wasn't the way it is, or like any of these maps were the way it is, like this map pool just is like everyone's been saying it for a while now. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And I think Viper just kind of highlights like how all the maps do something similar.
They need to change that B pillar on Sunset. Like
they just need to change B.
Spam fest. It's the most boring.
Terrible. I don't watch Sunset matches. I don't.
I'm kind of biased. I like to play on.
I like playing it.
No, I like Sunset, but
yeah.
But I want Fracture back. I want Haven back. Like this. Like why is Fracture been out for so long?
Fracture, Haven, and take out Breeze and
Icebox.
Icebox.
Yeah.
Well, and then just fix Pearl and shorten that whole lane.
Yes.
Make some different routes into B on B.
Yeah, they just change that up, and because that was the same issue at Sunset, kind of. You just kind of sit back and
I know a lot of people hate Riot Games for like their maps, but we gotta admit, like Lotus and Sunset, their two newest maps, have came a lot of iconic moments off of.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I like their map creation, like in idea compared to like a lot of like CS:GO or whatever.
Yeah.
But man,
the macros on micro on some of the maps is a bit.
Yeah, it's like, and then people abuse it.
Yeah, that's fair. I can only imagine all the like people 1 week when Fracture comes back, they say I miss Fracture so much, and then they forgot how to play defense. And they're gonna hate it. I like it. I get to play Breach and abuse Breach on Fracture, but
as a fan, I just love the chaos to like. The reason why everyone hates Icebox is because it's the same thing over and over again. Fracture felt like there were different ideas. You could come from so many different lanes onto sites. Like, I just wish there was more of that.
The overall map design of Fracture is non-traditional, so of course it was going to be completely fresh. I think they should do that more with maps.
I know.
I'm not saying like Pearl and Sunset are bad. Like I like those maps. The thing is that they're boring.
Well, it's when we follow kind of like other FPSs, how they've done maps before. It's whenever we do that. Like, I don't think Riot's the absolute best at copying and making better. I think they're pretty good at like coming up with fresh ideas.
I think they're going to do it again for this new map.
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited. I'm
Nuke
praying for a good map.
Counter-Strike?
Yeah.
Where it has the bomb sites on top of each other.
I like that.
That's my prediction for the new map. It's going to be
that. Might be onto something with that one.
It's going to be underground, one of them on top. It's going to be like based in Shanghai. It's going to have like an underground section.
Oh, true.
What if they did it with that, but 3?
3? Oh no! Don't give them ideas.
Levels.
As like an elevator.
Yeah, and you have
Oh
to
my
play up and down, so it's more of a vertical map, and you're fighting for vertical.
Get
How
this
would a
guy out
breach
of the
ult work in
community.
this scenario?
Oh my gosh,
Nah,
that'd
nah,
be
nah, nah, nah.
so
Like, does a breach
stupid.
ult all three
Hey,
sites?
I don't know.
Imagine, yeah,
that
you
would-
poured breach ult downwards.
And then Gecko's done though.
As long as
Yeah.
we're
That
doing
doesn't
the vertical ones, I need hatches, like shootable hatches,
Oh
like
yeah,
Siege.
true.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You have vents.
And you know why even stop there? Let's have tax too, you know, and play a little bit of Among Us while we're at it. Too, you know?
Jeez.
Oh man, I'm just
That
excited to
proximity
see another
chat.
map. I just
Yeah,
it's
Get this
been too
map
long.
out of here.
I just
Even though
hope
it's
they
not
do
been
the
that long.
thing and take out Breeze and Icebox. I just hope they do the right thing.
Yeah, they had Breeze. They started figuring out Breeze, and then they like backtracked.
Yeah, like if they closed off Halls close was nice. It made
Maybe
life
they-
a lot easier.
Well, there was more purpose. Like now, there was more purpose to use mid. But then if you have like hallway, it's just kind of like
Still the same thing every game.
yeah.
The same flipping A split where you put the Viper pool across towards yellow, and they take it. Yeah, it's the same thing. And
I think
I
for
think
ranked
maybe-
players, it's probably best to not have halls, but if for pro play, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just
Yeah.
I hate it.
I can only
Right.
count on one
Well,
hand the amount of like Breeze games I
I think we've tangented away from EMEA.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Did anyone else have
yeah.
anything to say about E EMEA?
I have
Oh,
one loser.
Losers, yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't do any
BBL.
losers for EMEA.
BBL. They were looking so good.
BBL. Oh,
And
I'd
then
say
got
Team
Ruined
Vitality.
by the wins.
Oh, I can
Mm.
sing
Invite
this. It's
another
not
one.
copyrighted. BBL Drizzy.
Yeah.
BBL Drizzy. All right.
They really, they really lost like Drake. It's just not.
I think that's a bigger loss on Drake's side.
Oh, it's true. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very little allegations against BBL.
Yeah.
Bro, Koi just screwed them over. Like, what? The Koi? How did they?
Yeah,
Bro,
that was
one game.
Biggest loser. Navi, baby.
Again, they got screwed over by Koi as well.
And
like, what?
Koi.
Koi, they could only
No.
win.
The final boss was always Koi.
Na-
Koi's the final boss.
Navi really got screwed by the format.
It's like
Yeah,
a
that
3
too.
chance of not qualifying, and I don't know.
That's so funny.
I still feel bad for Carmine Court because Narrate. I was a big fan
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, me
But-
too. But they can't mid round. Like,
Mm,
They'll bounce back.
I like
yeah.
I like Magnum. Like I think he's a great guy.
Here he
But,
goes. Here he goes. The hater.
but he doesn't. He's not a tier 1
caller.
like caller. It's clear. He kind of gets. You can see his emotion on his face, and as a leader, you don't really want that. Like you want someone like Lucio that's only happy, or you have someone that's just chill. Like you got to have one or the other. You can't have. I'm gonna get really sad when I lose a clutch.
That's true. The emotional support, like the anchor,
Because I think he
Yeah.
could be a good support player on a tier 1 team. I just
the calling.
not
I think they
calling.
should go for a more paper X style with give more input to other players.
They wish they could have like their coaches talking to them as they play.
Yeah,
like,
stalking all the time. They'd win.
they-
100% every game.
yeah, this team is talented. But man, that's so sad.
I think I remember at the beginning of kickoff that I forgot who said it, but they said that Magnum was just a temporary IGL, and I believe it was like someone who was trying to like transition into like the permanent one.
Narrate? I don't know.
Yeah, it was Narrate
That makes sense.
kind of thing. So I'm not too sure if they're still trying to like do that transition between like those
got
two
time to
players.
prepare.
Yeah,
And they seem
Yeah.
pretty ahead of the ones as well. Like playing the Yoru very well.
shoot.
Yeah.
Imagine Narrate play calling and still dropping 40s on people. That'd be
Yeah.
insane. But yeah, I
Martin
agree with you.
had
The
back
calling
before.
is, yeah.
Well, and
Prediction.
Yeah.
Narrate will come back to NA next year.
Oh yeah, if a team should pick him up, like
He's gonna
he
come
shouldn't
and
be over
save
in EMEA.
NRG.
Nah, Furia.
I think he,
Come on, say
yeah.
Furia. He's better.
Furia, the Brazilian leader. He could do it.
man, even Picata doesn't want to say Furia, bro. It's not going to happen.
My theory is
He's really-
Pencada's going back to Loud.
The best thing
Maybe.
about Furia is their logo. That's what I'm saying.
Facts, yeah. They have that going for them at least.
Nah, yeah.
Well,
They
and
won
then-
a CS major years ago, right?
Yeah, they were pretty
There
good.
was
and
Not Fury. It was
MIBR.
Luminosity.
Oh, okay,
MIBR was super good for a while, weren't they in CS:GO? And then
Yeah,
Brazil was good.
it was SK and Luminosity that won, but it was basically the same roster. They just spread across.
One of you guys said that one of the biggest losers was Navi, right? Yeah, I
Number
think
one
you might
hater.
have a you might have a point because they let go of their coach recently.
Yep.
Yeah,
As of
they
today,
just did.
today in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like if history's taught us anything, like when you let go of like the brain of your team, things don't usually look up, you know, like who's going to be his replacement? Like so many times when they let go of IGLs in the past, the teams got worse. Like I know JD Gaming in China, they let go of their IGL, they got worse. NRG, I'm sorry for saying it. They changed their IGL, they got worse.
Let me tell you right now. They just let go of their best part of the team because now Angel is about to cook the fucking weirdest comps of all of VCT.
Yeah, I was about to say because I was
It's fun to watch. Come on, guys. It's fun to
I was
watch.
gonna say because they did lose their brain of their team. Now they're just like ahead. Like it's just Angel's like skull. Like
Right.
Yeah.
Angel's gonna drop 40 every game on
I
Deadlock.
don't know what's gonna happen to that team.
It's so scary to think that they might not make it to champs. That's
Yeah.
the scary
Well,
part.
Talking about teams that lost their coach, one of my biggest loser I wrote down was Team Vitality.
Wait,
Because,
they let go of their coach?
yeah, they just let go of their coach, right? But they have like so many. Yeah, they let go of Salah, and now
Oh,
they're probably
wow.
gonna have like Strong or I don't know. They
One
have
of their
so many
assistant
coaches.
coaches probably gonna
Gorilla's
step
the
up.
One of the
assistant.
performance coaches, or but like that team, I was pretty high up on them. I really like the old guild players like Trax and Safe and stuff, but they just weren't like. And
They should have
Kicks
beat
is-
Koi. They should have beat Koi.
yeah, this is-
Everything goes back to Koi. Everything.
Boy.
but yeah, it's so crazy. Like this team, they lose 0-2 to Gentlemates. Like they just had dumb games.
Yeah, that's true. That shouldn't have happened. But
Like they should have beat MI. Like yeah,
To be fair, Natang looked like
Gentlemates
the
and
best
cool.
player in the world when he was playing it when they were winning the game. So
Yeah,
I have to agree with Andy here with the team vitality assessment, but at the same time, I feel like it's almost in the same tier with Team Liquid because they are so incredibly mid now. And not even the good type of, not the international mid like we've seen before. They're just
regional mid.
And it's painful to watch because that roster has talent that is being wasted. Nats. And then like
Kiko too.
why did they get rid of Safe? I don't understand. Like Safe and Nats was supposed to be the duo for that team. Why did they let go of Safe? Bring Safe back next season. I don't care how much money Safe wants. Just give that man the bag.
well, and also like they've been kind of being weird with Safe on Team Vitality. They've been kind of using him in a lot of different roles, and he'll do really good on certain roles, and then like his KJ's terrible. Like it's like why are you having Safe on KJ right now? Like I don't think that's where his skills lie, and I just think Team Vitality. I do think changing coaches should be good for this team in the long run, but they're dead. Like they're done.
Yeah, I think this team is chalked. Team Vitality. I think Liquid is also chalked. Just if I'm Liquid, I'm getting Safe back. That's like my number one thing in the offseason.
Yeah, it's so scary to do that in the middle of like the VCT season 2 to get rid of like the coaching and all that.
so risky.
Yeah,
So hard to choose.
Well, we'll see. All right, we have one more region because we're not just talking about China. VCT
talk about China.
Pacific. Who's your guys' biggest winner?
Well, the biggest winner in just like Valorant right now is Paper X, obviously. Like Nerf's perfect. Like everyone's been calling it the perfect storm for them. Which maybe it might not be the biggest. They might not be the biggest winners because they have so much expectation. They have to win the tournament. They have to win everything. So maybe they aren't the biggest winners, but it's a perfect storm for them. They looked really good. They kind of reestablished themselves. Everyone knows they're great.
They can't really put Gen.G either because they've sort of had a little bit of a not fallen off as like, oh, they've fallen off, but they've not as good as they were like before stage 1. So
Yeah, Caron isn't doing as good, and
yeah.
Is
Texture the biggest winner because he's just too good?
Yeah, maybe.
everyone just loves him.
You might have a point.
Like, I don't know. Like T1, like, are they the biggest winners?
I don't.
By scraping by into. Well,
This is Santos the biggest winners. This is Santos.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. They'll have a family vacation in China.
right.
To me, Pacific went exactly like everybody expected it to go.
Goes.
Yeah, wasn't
You
too
got
crazy.
Paper X, you got Gen.G, and you got T1, which was the result everyone predicted last split aside from Gen.G. So we're
Quick question: who do you think is better, DRX or T1 though?
I think DRX is better.
DRX.
Yeah, I think DRX kind of got unlucky because they went
biggest
through
losers.
Paper X
That's my
and
biggest
Gen.G.
loser.
Gotta be DRX. Biggest
Just like Navi for me.
same thing as not. Yeah.
Termi.
Well, there's a bigger loser in Pacific, but
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Where they at? Where they at? Where they at?
We already knew that coming into this.
Yeah,
Bleed esports.
Ugh.
They have the infinite money glitch, but they don't have the infinite skill glitch.
They
That
sent
just-
Ye to the Shadow Realm. Like Ye.
So is he like just gone for the rest of the
gone,
season?
gone.
Yeah,
Like, I
he's
doubt
gone.
they'll bring him back.
They're not
because
bringing him
This is such a terrible, like. What's happening with that? Like the core of them is rotten. Like, something is up.
Didn't they bring back Crazy Guy or?
Yeah, that's
they
what
brought
this is
Crazy
insane.
back.
Like Ye's never gonna come back and be playing with Crazy Guy.
No.
Yeah, I just chat shit all the time on Twitter. Like this guy's.
I just would love to see him on the team and see the videos, and then just trash talking each other mid game.
Jesus. But yeah, Ye is in the what's it called?
I think he has like the largest.
He's in limbo right now.
Yeah, the largest slump out of like any former like great player that you can think of.
Like Tens found his rhythm back.
Cryo cells.
Cryo's back to his normal self.
Like Demon 1 hasn't had as nowhere near as much as Ye.
Well, it has to be longer. If Demon 1 by this time next year is having the same issues, then we'll be talking about it like this.
Yeah.
But
I still do. I kind of feel bad for DRX because like they made the turned out they made the right choice with letting Fox. Was it Foxy 9 or
it's Bane and Foxy 9.
No,
Flashback was benched.
Okay, Flashback was benched, and they had a major bounce back.
Their groups was great.
They were flawless, and then they just got unlucky with playoffs. They went against the two best teams back to back.
But were they playing in a weak group? Hold up, I need to check.
Well, it's not that they were playing in a weak group. It's like who they were going against, because Omega faced Alpha. And Alpha had Gen.G, Team Secret. Oh yeah, Alpha was weak. Alpha was really weak. So yeah, I guess they did have an easy road, but hey, they still went perfect. Paper X lost to Team Secret. Team Secret, who could be like one day look like the best team in the world, and then they could just look mid the other.
Well, I think DRX is the third best team. They just played the two best.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if they put T1 in either of those matches, they would have won. It would have.
Yeah.
Like it's just and they lost in 3 maps both times. It's not like, like we just got blown out both maps.
Yeah, they just got unlucky. We should definitely see them in champs. I'm knocking on wood right now.
Yeah.
It's like them, like as the 4th team, 3rd team, maybe like Team Secret.
I'd rather see Team Secret at champs than T1.
Honestly, Talon might. Even though I don't think Talon's a great team, they might sneak in.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Maybe even Zeta. Like Zeta would be cool. I want Zeta to play champions.
Me too.
I'm a Laz super fan. So
fair enough.
Best chamber in the world.
Speaking of Les, He's rumored to be benched because of
Mhm.
financial reasons. We didn't talk about this in the America segment, but yeah.
Can Les speak English?
No.
No, okay. Because some people were talking about rumors of him joining NRG, and I was like,
okay, but that rumor is also backed by the rumor that he's taking English classes, which no one knows.
oh,
Well, could be.
It's a rumor based on a rumor, so I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, there's no more information aside from that. I've been like digging in the Brazilian Twitter, VCT Twitter, and
Gotcha.
nothing yet.
Gotcha.
Oh,
NRG are supposed to be coming out with videos soon, which is going to be kind of interesting.
I just don't know who they're gonna bring on. I'm like, of course everyone's like
Pancada.
Picada.
Some people are saying Psalm and the FNS.
FNS is not
Yeah.
coming back.
Okay.
Surely not. He's
Well,
he's
FNS
got
is
so much
signed.
money.
If you go back and watch the Champions video, the video after Champions, FNS talks about how he lost control of the team. That no one was listening to him, basically.
Wow.
And it's not a confirmation, but there is talks that, Finesse and Crashes and Victor kind of had a really big fall off. It could also be Chet. Chet could be the underlying reason. But I didn't include it in my documentary because I didn't think there was enough evidence to say anything clear about it. So someone brought this up in my comment section, and I had to put them in their place.
Gotcha.
Oh, I want to say one thing about the biggest loser in China, even though we didn't go over China. I want to point out Gen.G, which only won one game. I thought this team is a pretty good team. They have Stu. They have who else? I watched a couple of their matches. They're not a bad team. They're not worst in China, but they had multiple matches where they could have won against a pretty good team in a map 3, and then they choke. They're a lot more crew of last year than they're my crew of last year, because I think they're being solid. They could have done a lot, and so that's why I'm next year, if they don't do anything too crazy and destroy their team, we should be a pretty good team next year. But yeah, they're the biggest losers for China, at least.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, because in the beginning of this season, they were seen as China's number 2 team, and they let go of their IGL because they couldn't afford 2 foreign players. And it's Stu or your IGL. You can't really blame them, because Stu's been cooking.
Very good.
Yeah. He cooks well. So
Top 5 in China right now.
And it's just such a bummer that the team did so bad, because I thought they were gonna. I was hoping to actually see them in a international Masters this year, but yep. So, but
my personal best team would be FPX. I'm really high on FPX. I don't know why, but I really am.
I want to see
best player, don't they? Berlin.
Yeah.
That's pretty high on him.
Yeah.
That's why he's number 5.
Yeah,
Of course.
we love him. He's our
They
best
beat
IGL.
they beat EDG twice too, so that's pretty impressive. They lost in the grand finals, but beating EDG twice.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
NRG Berlin.
Oh, he's cooking.
The savior. He's gonna do it.
Right.
All right. So biggest winners, EDG?
Yeah,
FPX?
probably.
FPX?
Yeah. Maybe
EG or
DRG,
FPX.
another Ascension team that's made it through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's pretty cool for
then
them.
DRG is our biggest winner.
Yeah, they get to go and play.
No one had any expectations of them actually reaching.
Well, and also thinking about they're going to be playing in their home country. That might honestly, just for the org itself, be
That's
probably
huge.
pretty big for getting some local fans.
Did you guys see that Reddit post about Edward Gaming making over $500,000 or something like that, or was it
$700,000 on bundle sales?
I think that you
that's
got to be the biggest
international.
winner after that, right?
Gotta be the biggest winner.
Well, their fans just love them. The whole King billboard of happy birthday to him by his,
that was the thing. I didn't even.
He's
know.
the Taylor
they did,
Swift of
they
Chinese Valley.
love him. It's not
Taylor
just
Swift. Wow.
esport player big in esport. He's kind of just big.
Wow.
Nah, he's not Taylor Swift. He's Beyonce. That's what I'm saying. Like a fan of Taylor Swift.
Man, if they win in China, then he basically could be the faker of China Valorant then, right?
And also, it's so great that he's like so animated.
Yeah.
That's
Because
true.
there's so
Yeah.
many clippable moments of him. That's why he's so big. Like,
Yeah.
and also his
Yeah.
opping ability is insane. That's why they can't move him off of that. Like, they kind of were starting to move him off of that early in the season, and they kind of course corrected on that because that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that one day we will actually have like a GOAT in this game, the same way like
Yeah.
League has Faker.
Someone's just going to
Hopefully.
win 5 world champions.
I don't really pay a lot to like League. Is Faker seem like is he an animated person?
No.
He's
No,
just
very
really good at the
Very
game.
stoic.
He,
So he's
Rotating
just a winner.
base.
He's just a winner.
he's
That's why
just
people
a
like him.
winner. Wins 6
When I
world
was
champions, something like that.
when I moved to the US, I think it was
Mhm.
like the next year was when Faker won his second Worlds. And I remember everybody at school talking about it. And it was
Wow.
like the weirdest thing because I was like, what the hell is League of Legends? Faker. I just did like I would get like a high grade on an exam and people would be like, oh, you're like Faker. And I'm like, who?
I wonder why that isn't the case in like Valorant, because someone mentioned Chronicle, like he's the most winning individual, but a lot of people don't like.
So many variables.
If
Yeah.
my whole thing is if Chronicle keeps winning and then we're like 5 years later, then like you could be like, oh yeah, Chronicle. Well, he'd be more like the is it Bill Russell of
Yeah, maybe.
wins a bunch, but I
Maybe.
wouldn't say he's the best.
Right.
But
Because like for Gambit, he was like a major factor for winning in Gambit. Maybe he just got overshadowed.
He
at
always gets
Fnatic.
overshadowed. That's what I think is, and he's a support player. I think it's hard to.
Yeah, it's because Faker, from what I understand, is throughout the regular season in his recent years, has not been the star. It's actually been his younger counterparts who are the stars in the regular season. But then, like Leo or like
Alpha.
Tom Brady, something like
okay.
snaps when they're in like playoffs
Yeah.
or international stage, and it's Faker. Faker like turns into his title name, the Demon King, and so
Gotcha.
that's like
Yeah,
why, and he becomes the best player on the team.
Well,
Gotcha.
last year last Worlds they won, but it was like, oh, is like Faker gonna be good or whatever, and then they end up like 3-0ing in the grand finals because Faker's just like absurd. But yeah,
That's
I'm
fair.
excited to
Yeah.
see a GOAT in this esport. I think it's like still 3 years away from us even being able to like really even have any perspective on it. That's why everyone's
sure.
so reactive in Valorant because we're so young.
Yeah. Most reactionary esport right now.
Oh, it's such a like one day you're the best player. If you screw up, you're the worst.
Yeah. Shout out to Ye. Shout out to Second.
It's so crazy how people have forgotten about how good Psalm was just because of how NRG's season ended last year.
Psalm was so good. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to see. Like, that's why I was like, why did he leave with FNS?
Yeah.
Like, because
Content, yeah.
content, but like he's in the prime of his playing career. FNS is like old.
All right, Nate Shot, relax.
Like, I don't know. I would
true.
love to see Psalm playing this year. I feel like it was like, of course, he's making money and everything, and he's not having to stress as much. But I would have loved to see him play this season because
I mean, like if Tens can do it, there's no reason for any other players not to do it. Especially if you're as talented. Like I think Tom. Is this a hot take to say that Psalm is like more skilled than Tens? Is that a hot take? Because I think so. I personally think so.
I think for the majority, it might be a hot take, but
I
if
think
you
that's
compare like this year's Tens compared to last year's Psalms, because they're both playing the same role, I would say Psalm was better.
I would take Psalm for a whole season.
Gotcha.
Like more likely than Tens, but Tens has like you might win a Masters with him. Like
that's true. That's
because
true.
he might just be in. He might have now. Your Smokes is like top fragging. Like
yeah. It's always so hard to compare players because like their situations are so different. Because it's like Sentinels is just clearly better than NRG last year. Because like from top to bottom. But
yeah.
individually, it looked like, in my opinion, Sam was the main reason why they won those games. The few games that they won.
Well, the one game against Paper.
That is.
There's a couple of them in Masters Tokyo too.
Yeah. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
He's a young guy.
That's why I wished he had kept playing this year,
Yeah.
because I think that would have been easy. Get that out of your system. Now you're kind of sitting on it
Yeah.
for a lot longer than it needs to be.
Facts.
So I don't know. I didn't think leaving with FNS was. FNS can go do his own thing, get 80,000
Yeah.
concurrent viewers.
Do the side
That's my
eye.
guy. That's my streamer right there.
Because like FNS, he has locked in. Like he could go and do like desk work, like like before games and stuff. Like
He'll be on the desk next year. I
play.
can almost guarantee it.
Because I don't see FNS kind of coming back. Like
Yeah,
do
there
you
is
guys
a
think
world.
he'll
That's
come
true.
back? Like
I think he wants to come back next.
he wants to, but
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Yeah, he keeps
maybe he'll do
teasing it
one
on his
season.
stream. Yeah.
Maybe he'll do one season and then it might not turn out well, and then he'll just like retire.
Yeah.
The last
I-
dance.
I mean, the Champions Trophy is eluding him. That's the,
Yeah.
the
True.
only reason.
yeah.
Could you guys see him as a coach, maybe? Or
I
is
could
that,
see him
too
as a
much work?
coach. I would actually prefer him as a coach for most of the other teams right now.
I think
Gotcha.
if they brought FNS in as a coach for NRG to teach Ethan how to IGL, I think this team is saved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
Ethan
can
just
see that.
needed more time and different personalities.
Doesn't NRG already have like 4 or 5 coaches? Or
Mhm.
like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have all these teams. I feel
They
like
have
a
a
lot of the
lineup
bad
coach.
teams have a
They
bunch.
have a
Yeah.
lineup coach and they're missing lineups. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like maybe they're just overcomplicating it,
Maybe, yeah.
or they're under. Yeah, I think on Plat Chat they were like they're overcooking and then undercooking, like at different points of the rounds.
Yeah.
It's
That's kind of
definitely,
funny. That
undercooked.
Potter, like one Potter equals NRG's whole coaching staff.
Insane.
Yeah.
Actually, get me Potter. Get me Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Throw the bag
Potter's
at her.
not leaving EG.
Okay. Masters Shanghai preview and prediction. Let me take these off. My goodness. Wait. Okay. First matchup. G2 versus T1. The guard versus Saya player. Who do we got? Andy?
I wish I didn't have to do this, but yeah, G2 because T1 I just don't see them. I just see them falling out really quickly. I just don't think this team is really at that caliber to take down G2, where G2 is just kind of consistent. You kind of know what they're going to come out with. You know they're going to play to their system, and their system's pretty solid and can compete against anyone, I think. So I don't see T1. Like they might pick up a map because they do have really good players, and like if Izu is playing really good, if I think Carpe is a pretty Carpe's still IGLing for them, right? Or did that change?
Yeah, I know they've
It's
no, I think
Excret,
it's
right? It's
Forsaken's. Yeah, Forsaken's
Oh
brother.
yeah, X crits now. I
And it's
forgot
not
about that.
playing better.
That's why
well,
I'm like,
cool.
like they've been just doing so many
Different things.
different things that like I just don't think like they have the player like the core players of these two teams are very close. Like I think G2 has more experience playing together, of course, but that's kind of the thing that leads them. Like I think G2 should actually win this pretty easily.
Mhm.
They've never won a game on international stage. But
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I feel like the only way I could see T1 winning is if Rossi and Saya player steps up, because like those two players have been kind of like wishy-washy throughout this season so far. But yeah, I also have G2 winning it. I put my faith in T1 in the past too many times, and they let me
Yeah.
down at the international stage. So I agree, G2 as well.
Ford?
I want to say T1. I just want to say T1. I don't know why. I just
He's just a
but
contrarian.
I'm just
Go for it.
contrary. I don't know. I have a feeling that. like,
And when you're
Saya-
right, You just put it on your community tab page that
That's
I
what
was
I'm-
I was
that's what
here.
I'm saying.
Just be like, all those
Saya, like,
exit guy
internationally,
frags
he's been
are
pretty good.
frauds.
No frauds.
Frauds.
Saya's been
Uh,
pretty good internationally, so that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. Like he's pretty consistent. It's just regionally he's been okay. Like Rossi as well. Like after Excurate took over as IGL, he looked pretty good. Like he's this is a common thing with NA players coming over. They look pretty like smart. They don't surprisingly they don't over peak, which is something that is good. He's been very good on the Viper. He's been consistent. So for me, it's actually a 50-50. They could go either way. I mean, that's just the way that international Valorant goes. You never know what's going to happen. Billy gaming. So, you know, it's I want to say T1 are gonna win, but like T1 will probably face a Chinese team if they lose.
Right, that's
so I
true.
don't think they're gonna bomb out immediately. Against EU teams, I have no idea. But yeah, there could be a chance where they do beat G2 here.
What time is the game for you? I'm curious.
Oh, it's good. It's a nice 9 a.m. So
Must be
I'm all
nice.
right.
Watch party?
Right.
Must be
You gonna watch
nice.
I can watch party at 9 a.m. I'll be up.
I'll be up for both of the games for the first 2 days,
Wow.
which is at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. for me.
I can't do it. I don't think I'm gonna
2
watch a
a.m.
single live game, bro. I have a regular job, man. I can't do it. It's 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. for me too, and that's killer times for me.
It's
My summer
terrible.
break, like runs through the end of it goes through the first week of Shanghai. So I'm gonna try to cover it, but man, if I don't get like results right away, I'm not gonna be staying up like super late.
Yeah.
I have to see. Well, I guess we'll talk about other matches.
Yeah, we can talk about this in our own time. Anywho,
Yeah.
I have G2 based on like consistency, but I could see Saya player kind of activating for his fight against his former team. I just think when, especially like in sports and stuff like that, when there's something personal on the line, whether it's good or bad, people tend to overperform. So
Yeah, that's true.
I could see T1 winning here, but I trust G2 far more.
Yeah.
I'm willing to stand on business. There's no way T1's winning. I'm willing to stand on business.
I really don't think T1's gonna win. I really don't think
2-0 T1, 13-1, I said it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
That
no way.
bad,
There's
eh?
no way. It could be a 2-0. I don't know. It's just like, bro. I'm all I'm saying. Side player. His international like clips. He's got so many flipping clips. This guy's
He's-
like, I don't know.
he's so good. And really, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. If he performs, and I think Izu also performs, I think they have to both.
Yeah.
Like that, those are two boxes they have to check off. And I think Saya player will be checked off and he'll do it really good, but I don't know if they'll have that second player.
Would this be Izu's first international game?
Yeah, he's a
Yes.
rookie this year.
Speaking
so.
of Faker, he said he wanted to be the Faker of Valorant. So
It's tough to say.
that's what he said.
He's
He's only like 19.
His words.
Yeah, well, and he's
Still
really
pretty young.
Everyone's so up on him. Everyone in like the region are like, oh yeah, this guy's like the real deal. He's really good. Kind of the same things people were saying about Woot, and Woot's really good.
Yeah.
And Izu has shown flashes of like, hey, this guy can really compete. He could be one of the stars of the region. He's young.
Yeah. I remember him playing really well against Bleed on that first game. Even though there was like a 7-hour tech pause, but on his Yoru was quite impressive. He was making me a believer on Yoru on Breeze.
Yeah.
I like his agent pool as well. I think he's a really good player. I don't think I think he'll flounder in his first reel.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Team Heretics versus DRG.
Yeah, Team Heretics. Like
Well,
even
Can we just
yeah.
skip this one? Nah, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
If
Uh,
DRG wins, that'll be insane, and I'll like buy their bundle or whatever. Like
I feel like if
Oh,
DRG
you heard it
wins-
here.
just-
Yeah.
Andy's buying
Yeah.
the bundle.
Right. Like
I
they're
don't
not, they
buy
haven't got a bad
anything
bundle.
now. They're so expensive. What, like $20-something?
It's 18 because they don't have a
Oh,
banner.
18.
card, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I can do that. I can
The
afford.
bundle's not bad as well, so you got a
Yeah.
good deal here.
It's a good looking classic too. It's like
Yeah.
budget EG.
You've got a cute little dragon.
I don't think I'll be buying it. I'm Team Heretics should win this.
Yeah,
Like,
I
all
agree.
right. Let's do the Friday one. Let's leave the good one to the end. FPX versus Foot. Same feeling?
no,
Yeah,
Oh.
same.
Could be a
I'm
2-1.
with
I got
I'm
FPX.
with Andy.
I got FPX because I think it's gonna get weird. I
It's
think
weird comps versus weird comps.
I think if any out of all the four, and I think Plat Chat, who was it on Plat Chat that also said the same? I think out of
I
any of the
think it was
matches,
Sleeky. It was Sleeky.
I think out of all the matches, this is the one that's like could get funky and like go out of whack. But Foot should win. Like CNED shouldn't he shouldn't get diffed. It should be an easy win, but I do think FPX has a real good chance to like shock the world.
I'll let Ford. I'll let Ford go.
As a resident of EMEA, I want to say that this game could be close. Now, no one has beaten FPX on their wacky icebox comp.
That's what I'm saying.
If one team can, it's Foot, right?
That's what
they understand how to play against these weird comps because they play them themselves. So Foot should win, but we said should win. There's a chance that somehow Berlin drops 50. But
he is our fifth favorite player.
he's our
fifth.
player.
He's our fifth.
Top 5 player.
Yeah.
Hold up.
You know, in the grand
Live is
finals, he did have a
live,
303 ACS in the grand finals, Berlin.
That's what I'm saying. This guy's
On Harbor,
I don't
too,
know.
of all agents.
It's like
It's gonna be.
if there's a slight miss of consistency from CNED or Cracks, then there could be a chance. But I'm gonna say 2-1 to Foot. 2-1. Also, it works other way because the Lotus comp, FPX will know how to play against the crazy Lotus comp.
Right.
Guys,
So
what pills are you guys taking? What are you guys smoking?
also
Foot is not
same
going
colour
to
flag.
lose to FPX. This team, the core of this team, made it out of group stage of champions last year. There is no reason why they should be losing to FPX. And CNED is at the top of his game right now. Why are we doubting this team?
Zeph, I feel like you've said this before about other Chinese teams against.
Yeah. This
I
could be the Billy game. You never know.
Billy.
2-0
They got home
Steven.
court advantage if there was ever a time for it to happen.
Okay,
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to stand on business like Andy. If FPX wins, I will buy the FPX bundle.
How does that thing look like? Let me search it up real quick.
I feel like you're trying to jinx. Don't jinx EMEA. I know you hate EMEA. You're just
FBX, I see it. I see the world. I see them celebrating. I hear the crowd.
vision.
I see CNED head in hands. Like Yedajay just
all Atreides. He sees the vision.
I see it. I see the vision. I'm
I'm not gonna lie.
Ice.
It looks like a pretty good classic that you might have to rock, Zeph. Yeah.
That is
FPX traffic isn't bad. Not bad.
Shame you won't get it.
Okay.
Me a foot too low.
I'll do you one better. If FPX wins, I will rock the Billy Classic for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
There, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a
good
good
classic
one.
as well.
Yeah,
All right. You guys happy?
sounds good.
All right. The best matchup for the end. Gen.G versus Aspas and Friends.
Mm.
Leviatan.
Sexture versus
Yeah, my God.
Aspas.
I'm so excited for that matchup. That's gonna be like that's one of the reasons why I'm like gonna stay up and just completely
Yeah.
switch my schedule around.
I can't wait to see the highlights when I wake up.
I'm gonna try to get a video out. No matter what happens, I'm gonna try to get a video out like as quick as possible from that game because that's gonna be fun. I think Gen.G should win because I think they're a better team. Like Lev has a lot of glaring issues. They kind of overextend sometimes. They have just cohesion issues that kind of hurt them in rounds that they should win. And I think Gen.G was just a really good team. I think if they have their role players that were firing during their run in Madrid, they should win. Like it doesn't seem like that doesn't seem crazy for them to beat Lev.
Yeah.
The one thing for
Yeah.
Lev, I want to say, is that a lot of their players are very good on international stage. Like Com last year was much better. He wasn't like incredible during the beginning of the year, but then when it got to the international stage, he was like one of the most clutch players in the world. King, you know, he's got his iconic clutch where he stands up. You know, he's in international play. He's been very, very good. And then Mizzino again, another. Not the crew has like last year. Crew wasn't like great, but
He has experience.
Aspas. It's just they've got quite a lot of experience when it comes to international play. So that's the one thing that Leviatan has over Gen.G is that pretty much all of their players have a lot of experience when it comes to international play.
I agree.
I don't like Leviatan. I'm still butthurt over them eliminating Crew. And I understand it's Crew's fault as well. But yeah, if you guys think like I'm a hater for like EMEA teams and stuff like that, nah. That's just part of my stick. I truly hate Leviatan. And, you know, it's because they didn't give any LATAM players from Tier 2 a chance on the roster. And I think that hurts the LATAM scene. It decentivizes players from even playing in like challengers or Tier 2. So that's like my main reason for not liking Leviatan. And I really like Gen.G. I like how Texture plays. I've been a Meteor fan since his Norception days. Charon is insane. He played like 2022 Marv, the last tournament. And this roster is just so much better than Leviatan. Except for Aspas. And that's pretty much it. I really want Gen.G to win.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm right there with you guys too. The only way I can see Leviatan winning is it has to be a combination of them stepping up and Gen.G slacking. Because like I feel like when Gen.G's at their best versus Leviatan at their best, Gen.G's still better. Just because like when you're asking for who's going to be the fragger on Leviatan, it's Aspas and King. Who else can you like legitly see fragging on Leviatan? You know, Gen.G, you
up, and I think there's a chance.
Yeah.
First
But on
international.
Yeah. If Gen.G's coaching staff can turn Aspas off or just avoid him for majority of the game, they'll win easily.
Right.
Well,
Can you avoid Aspas unless he's not?
Yeah.
Well, I think
It's gonna
even
be
if he
hard.
drops like a crazy amount, I think the game plan for Gen.G will always be better than Lev's.
Yeah.
I think the brains behind that team is better, like decently better.
And
like
the cohesion as well is better at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Solo fan as coach. Like I really like him. I made like a whole 47-minute documentary about him on New Turn, and he's always been a really good brain for the game. And having these players all together, a lot of young players, he's done it really well. Like this team should go on another deep run. And I just don't see it. I can see Lev like winning somehow, but Gen.G should do this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that covers the opening for Masters Shanghai. But now let's talk about all the teams. And we'll go in order. And who do you think will win Masters Shanghai?
That's
Andy?
tough.
So originally in my preseason predictions, I had EDG because I was just like, it was my troll pick, but I was like, it'd be so fun if I got this right. Like that'd be insane. So even though I don't believe this, I think Paper X should win. I'm gonna stick with my official pick is EDG. They're gonna win the whole thing. They're gonna lift the trophy in their home region. They're and I have reasons for it. Like I think Kang's a really good player. They get those buys. They get to they don't have to travel. I think there's a lot of things that EDG have legs up in. They just need to win a couple hard games, and this is their chance to prove it. So that's why I'm going to give it to them as my official pick. But
All right, Kai?
Yeah, this is tough because you can make an argument for so many teams. Like I know a lot of people are going to be sleeping on Fnatic, but hey, when they touch international stages, they show out. You know, back to back
team.
Masters. Yeah.
All right,
but
My dark horse is for esports.
wow,
this is
huge.
a crazy prediction.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy pred.
Well, okay. Look, my actual pick would be either Paper X, and my dark horse would be Foot.
Mm-hmm.
Like Paper X, this is their tournament to lose. To be honest, like if they don't win, it's going to be disappointment.
Yeah.
If they don't at least get to the grand finals, people are going to be like, "This team's washed," because reactionary Valorant fans. But so for me, Paper X, and then I could see like Fnatic could win, EDG could win, 100 Thieves. As I said before, Foot could win. Heretics, maybe they could get to pretty far into the tournament. Like it's really up in the air. This is one of the most open tournaments we've seen in Valorant. Like anyone can, 6 teams could win easily. Not easily, but could see it happening.
Right.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I think there's a lot of upsides from the top teams of like every region. And even in the group stage, I think there's like some good picks like Gen.G, Leviatan, Team Heretics. My pick originally was Team Heretics to win the entire thing. But Miniboo not being at Shanghai, I think really hurts them. So that's like no longer my pick. And that made it hard for me because the other team that I think could win it is probably Gen.G. And they just have to recover that form that they were in at Madrid and just a little more. Go that extra mile. So I think they can do it. I think the talent's there. The teamwork is there. So that's my pick. Gen.G. It's gonna be hard though.
Definitely, like this is Asia's tournament to win.
Yeah.
It's just 3 teams from Asia have a very high have a likelihood of winning and bring a trophy.
My sentimental pick is EDG. Like I would love to see them win it in their hometown.
Bro, Edward's gonna be
before an APAC team.
They win it.
That would be crazy.
Yeah,
China won before APAC.
Yeah,
I could definitely see Paper X winning it as well, but
I think like
playoff Leo's real, guys, and he can hurt you.
yeah.
International
Fnatic is too real.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Fnatic will also be very good, very scary.
They've never not made a playoffs, right? Unless that was one tournament where they had like 2 stand-ins or something like that.
That's true.
And they're already in the playoffs, so they don't have to get over that hurdle.
That's what I'm like saying. All the teams that are already in the playoffs have very, very high. Like that's why I say EDG has a really high likelihood to at least get very close to the grand finals.
Yeah.
And they get to pick their opponents too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
how does that work? Who gets first?
I don't know because don't they all get like they all need an opponent?
Is it like random? Like
No. I would assume it's based on like regular season standings. Like that's the only thing that makes sense.
Wait, then who would get the first
But then
Maybe
Edward
they do
Gaming
it
would
based
get
on
it.
champions
EDG.
points.
If Edward,
Oh,
okay,
champions
then
points.
EDG. That's
That's
what I
weird.
said. They could get to the grand finals.
Yeah.
Is it not
If
like-
could be a draw.
I'm telling you right now, if any other Chinese team makes it to the playoffs, EDG are picking
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
other Chinese team.
Well,
For
they
sure.
could even just pick like if Team Heretics gets through, they could pick Team Heretics. Like even the,
I wouldn't.
No, they're not going to do that.
well, who else would they pick? Like
I-
out of these other 4 teams that would make it, it's a pretty hard teams.
Yeah, they're all hard, Fnatic would probably pick.
I would pick T1 if they
Heretics.
make it somehow.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I would definitely. That's like the first pick.
Yeah.
But
I
I don't
think
think they're gonna
T1,
make it.
G2 are like the most easy targets.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't pick G2.
Heretics is kind of medium. Obviously, DRG
Yeah,
is
you make a good
easy.
point. You make a good point. Yeah, for Heretics, I see that. Outside of the
It's
Chinese,
probably the
team.
one you probably don't want to play against because
Yeah.
No, because they're too like I don't want to deal with like them, and then G2 I wouldn't want to deal with.
Foot, Gen.G, and Leviatan, I think, are avoid teams. Everybody
Leviatan.
else
Oh, yeah,
is
Gen.G.
kind of fair game.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about Gen.G.
Whoever has to take
Can't forget
Gen.G,
about
which
them.
would be like
Oh yeah, that's
100 or
rip.
something.
Yeah,
100
Paper X
of them.
would pick them. Paper X 100% would pick them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like they want. I
Yeah.
feel like all the teams want the regional matchups, right?
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
They
'cause
want that
why would you-
consistency.
yeah, why would you want to pick something you don't know if you get a choice?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, is there any other news or topics of conversation we need to go over?
No, just
I think
coaches
so.
getting fired.
Mhm.
We already talked about that.
All right. So we're at the end of the episode, and we are going to do our Exit Frag segment. And this is pretty much where you say something about something Valorant related or non-Valorant related that you are really happy about this week. So we'll start with Andy, then we'll go Kai, Ford, and I'll do the end.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine is I've been working with a new editor for videos, and he's been like super incredible, like really great editor. Takes so much time away from like what I have to do, so it's so great. So that's kind of my win. My shout out to my editor that's been working with me.
Nice. Kai?
I actually started playing Valorant ranked more.
Nice.
Last act, I barely touched it, and I've been actually like death matching for an hour because like I heard a lot of pros deathmatch for like 2 or 3 hours. It helps a lot, and I have nothing but full respect because Saya player says he warms up 3 hours playing deathmatch.
Yeah,
That
I
guy's
can't
crazy.
do it,
with his
man.
setup.
Yeah, I
He's gonna
just
get
can't
arc
do it.
right by
man.
20,
So yeah, I have respect for people who deathmatch for more than an hour because it's a painful process. But yeah,
Ford?
Oh, I don't know. I want to shout out the Chinese design teams because they whipped out those designs very fast. So shout out
yeah,
them.
that's true. Yeah,
And yeah, shout out Edward because he's loaded now.
yeah, rolling in the dough.
He gets to
I
pay
wish
his
they had the
team.
player cards, but it is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
one thing. But
It's fine.
I just want to
Yeah.
shout out. Can I do one more shout out?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
Go
a
ahead.
negative shout. Shout out to the Premier League for the same thing every season. Seasons. Man City, they don't have any fans. I'll say it right here. No, I'm joking, but yeah, it's been the same thing for the past 3 seasons, and
Yeah.
Arsenal bottled it. So
Who do you guys think out of the Chinese teams had the best bundle or best looking one?
EDG.
EDG.
Yeah, like
I
the
haven't
most
looked at
unique
all of
one.
them. Hot take. I think that one's kind of ugly. The yellow ruins it for me.
That's fair. I kind of like Billy's and Dragon Ranger Gaming a little bit.
I actually do like Billy's too. I like the like lighter colors.
Right.
Yeah. All right. My shout out is to Ford and esports Anti, because I was in a slump the last month or two, and my content was not good. or I was very unhappy with what I was putting out. And I reached out to these guys in private DMs and I was like, hey, can you help me? You guys are doing really good work right now. And I just need like some help getting out of my slump. And no questions asked. They stepped in, they looked at my stuff. They were like, hey, this is what you can improve on. And they went above and beyond trying to help me. Time zone differences, people moving, you know, they took the time out of their days to help me out. And I am incredibly grateful to these guys. And they're always willing to be on Exit Frag. So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. And everybody in the VCC, including Kai. Kai, those Twitch clip trackers things, those have been awesome too.
Oh, yeah. Coming clutch for me as well. Yeah.
So thank you to everybody in the VCC. I appreciate you. All right. This has been Exit Frag, episode number 4. We'll see you guys probably in 2 weeks. Bye.